Hey guys, it's Stephen here, back with another video, and I'm feeling good today. Manchester City, led by their Captain Marvel, Vincent Kompany, are one step closer to the title race. I've just about come down off that highest of cloud nine since yesterday, and today I'm going to take a closer look at their game. Now I've settled down a tiny bit. I say settled down, just a little bit. I went to the Esteemed only like an hour or two ago to do some filming for the Premier League show on Thursday night, and did a video once again with Gabby Logan. Here she is. Me and Gabby, best pals there. So that'll be out on Thursday night. So I've been talking about City already today quite a bit. And I've also got an Excess Manchester radio show tonight, which might be live on Bleeding Horizons channel, maybe. I think they stream it on there now. I might be on that, so look out for that later. So basically, I'm talking about this game absolutely loads, and I love it. I'm really pumped up for it. Also, I forgot to mention this channel is sponsored by OneFootball. Go download it. It's really, really good. Dead good app, I promise you. Absolutely brilliant. Honestly, download it. Download it right now. And also, I want to say thank you to my latest Patreon supporters, Satya and Cameron. I don't know their surnames because they didn't input it in the form, but guys, thank you very much for supporting this channel. You're absolute heroes. Cameron, I think in particular, you'll be involved in the Patreon Q&A next month, so thank you for getting involved. Make sure you get some questions in when I send the notifications out. If you want to get involved, patreon.com/Esteemed Kompany. But on to this game, this wonderful game. And 5 things that we learned from it. By the way, if you haven't already, watch my reaction from the game last night after this one, or now if you want to, and then come back and watch this video. But on to this game again. The first thing I have to talk about, why not, is our Captain Marvel, our Captain Fantastic, El Capitano, Vincent Kompany. Ah, what a guy. Is there a person that epitomises everything that's good about this club better than him? Him walking around the pitch afterwards with his kids, his tears in his eyes, maybe saying his final farewells, we don't know yet, it's still up in the air, but that was a genuinely iconic moment, a goosebump-inducing moment, seeing our captain look so aware of what he just achieved and what he was doing. He must have been stood there thinking, this is it, this is like the ultimate moment. If I do go, this is as good as it gets for us right now. I know we haven't won the league yet, but that adulation thrown towards him, every single player going up to him afterwards, Guardiola going up to him afterwards, all the hugs, the celebration, a 30-yarder rocket in the top corner. When the going gets tough, the tough get going. And Vincent Kompany epitomises that more than anyone. He has this tendency for big goals in big games. Think back to the derby, think back to the 2014 title race. Vincent Kompany just scores when he matters. He's inspirational, he's a leader, and genuinely irreplaceable. It's not just his incredible ability on the pitch. It's not just his never say die attitude. It's not just the fact that he's so articulate and intelligent. It's the fact that he's taken this club to his heart. He's taken this wonderful city to his heart. He's an adopted Mancunian. He's got a Mancunian wife, a Mancunian City fan wife. He loves this club absolute through and through, and he's one of us now, genuinely one of our own. He's the only player in this squad, in this team last night, that predates the takeover. Even if it's only by a couple of months, he does predate it. He was there at the beginning, and he was a £6 million signing. Vincent Kompany has a legacy that is almost unrivaled in the Premier League. An incredible defender, an incredible human being, and an incredible captain. And it was fitting last night that he was the man to put the icing on the cake and win the game for us with a genuinely, given the context, maybe the best goal of the season. Given the context, I'm not saying it was the best goal in terms of technical ability, but to do that at that moment, given everything, just phenomenal. It was like Hollywood wrote it. I love you, Vincent Kompany. That is why I named my channel after this guy, because he is that good. And after that, I want to bring it down a tiny bit of a notch and say maybe there should be some mild caution around Phil Foden. Now, disclaimer right off the bat, I'm not saying any of this is serious criticism. Don't worry. I'm not saying we need to manage our expectations to the point where he's not a great player. He clearly is. But I think last night, I think it was fair to say he was slightly overawed by the occasion. I mean, in general, I think the midfield was a bit ineffective in that first half. David Silva in particular was just as culpable, I think, in general. But I think at times last night, Phil Foden got a little bit kind of overawed by the occasion. That's totally understandable. He's still only 18, I think, if that's right. He's still only a kid. He's still only a small scrawny lad who's a Manchester City fan. It was very likely that he wasn't going to have the exact same impact as he did against Spurs. In general, young players like that, they tend to have games that are up, then games that are down. And this is a game that was down. Having said that, he still wasn't awful. Just looked a little bit kind of on the periphery of the game. He couldn't quite get the focus. He was floating about. He wasn't quite involved as much as he would have liked to have been. Had a couple of little decent chances, one in particular where he fired at the keeper. But I think it shows basically how much he's got to grow, and there's nothing wrong with that. I think you have to trust Guardiola and his management of Phil Foden, and he'll know how better Phil Foden will be next season in general. Another few months of growing now over the summer, another few months of growing into his skin, a little bit of a rest for him, and Foden will be a huge part of the team next season. But for now, just a little bit of caution is probably fair enough. One man that needs no caution though is the continuously brilliant, continuously amazing Bernardo Silva. He is just a running man. He's absolutely fantastic. I think in general we've all been overawed by the contributions of the likes of Aguero and Sterling this season. But honestly, I think this man has gone a little bit under the radar, despite people ranting and raving about how good he actually is. I think it's astonishing that in a team full of world-class stars, Bernardo Silva has still recently been a head and shoulders above the rest of him. I think he genuinely has been fantastic. I was dying for the ball to get out to him every single time, because Chilwell didn't have a bad game at all. I thought Chilwell was pretty good, yet still Bernardo still genuinely had him on toast pretty much all the time. It's not just his incredible work ethic, it's not just that desire and that incredible ability to drive a team forward. He's always on the front foot. It's just a technique that he merges the two worlds together, and how he's genuinely undying in his kind of devotion to the team's tactics and how he'll play anywhere, give a great performance and genuinely be absolutely brilliant. He's just a phenomenally gifted attacker, and we're so lucky to have him in our team. It's really, for me, Bernardo is essentially the epitome of what Guardiola wants from players: immense skill, immense game understanding, immense work rate, and also like his immense just ability to do anything at any moment. I can't believe how good he is, honestly. Some of the little dribbles where he was wriggling between people, it's just like Messi-esque watching that. If he had a yard of pace, he would be probably the most devastating attacker in world football alongside Messi at the moment. I honestly believe that's how good he could be. He was just a little bit sharper. The only thing that stops him running away from many people is just he lacks that little bit of pace, but he's still absolutely fantastic. I think he'll start to score more and more goals, and honestly, he could go down in 10 years from now as one of our greatest ever players. He's already getting to the levels that define him as one of our best, already getting there, and it's consistency as well. I said last night on Twitter, does he ever have a game that's less than 8 out of 10? Honestly, I could not think of the last time he did. He's just so consistent. And the thing I like about him as well is when he gets the ball, most people kind of cut back and pass it. He immediately turns and runs forward and commits to defender every single time he runs at someone, and every single time he largely keeps the ball. I said every single time and largely, which is a bit of a contradiction. 60% of the time it works all the time, etc. But he genuinely doesn't waste the ball. He's that good and that reliable, and that's why he starts pretty much every week. Honestly, at the moment, I think he's probably the first name on the team sheet alongside Ederson, because he's just missed the consistency. I don't know how he runs so much and how he doesn't ever tire, but he's fantastic. The amount of times last night he was somehow winning the ball off players that are bigger than him, constantly kind of getting in behind them, nipping at their toes and getting the ball back when it looks like he's lost it. It's just genuinely marvellous stuff. I love Bernardo Silva. He's probably our best player this season, despite the efforts of the likes of Aguero, Laporte, Kompany, Ederson. Phenomenal player. And also, I want to actually give a bit of credit to another team. Because I thought Leicester were genuinely very good. They're a fantastically gifted little team, aren't they, Leicester? And sometimes I don't really talk about, in these 5 things, learn things, how good other teams can be. I really liked them last night. I think Brendan Rodgers is a criminally underrated manager. I think he gets a lot of stick because he's a bit cringy and so on and all that kind of stuff. But I think he's very good manager. And he's got a very vibrant, very young and exciting Leicester team. They're capable of doing lots of very good things. Indeed, in Chowdhury, a fantastic midfield. Maddison is obviously very gifted. Vardy is Jamie Vardy. General Chilwell was very good as well. Maguire is a very comfortable defender. For Evans and Maguire were so comfortable receiving the ball. Pereira gets up and down that wing like there's no tomorrow, and Kasper Schmeichel making some huge saves. They're just a fun team to watch, and I'm wondering if next season we'll see the likes of Wolves, who finished 7th this season, which is the highest position in about 20 years for them, something like that, if not longer, more than 20 years, probably like 30 years. I'm wondering if we'll see the likes of Leicester and Wolves genuinely challenge the top 6, because it'd be so exciting. That kind of like general hold that the big 6 have got on those positions would be great to see someone break in there. And at the moment, when you look at the Wolves team and the Leicester team, you could make a better team out of those teams combined than you could United's first team at the moment. Genuinely could. And that's not a dig at United, it's just a fact. You've got a younger, more energetic squad there combined with those two. So yeah, Leicester are a good team, and I wish them all the best. Good football, played well. And thank you to Kelechi, who definitely missed that on purpose. Probably didn't, but thank you, Kelechi. Once a blue, always a blue. And finally, Is this the best Manchester City side ever? Is this the best Premier League team ever? The arguments are getting stronger and stronger every single day. Now, as it is, if it stays this way, we have 195 points from 2 seasons combined, which is incredible. If we win the game against Brighton, that's 198 points, which is an average 99 points per season. For some context, the record before that points total was 95 points by Chelsea. We're absolutely smashing records left, right and centre, and we've dragged now teams up to a level which is previously unheard of to finish second potentially. Now, if Liverpool do win their game and we win our game, they'll be on 97 points. To have 97 points and not win the league, potentially, obviously, touch wood and all that kind of stuff, is genuinely phenomenal stuff. It must feel sickening for Liverpool fans at the moment to know, as good as they have been, it might not be enough. This Manchester City team, even though we haven't won the Champions League, the points total, the domination, the way that we beat every single team individually over the past 2 seasons consecutively, that's not been done since the 1800s, I think, by Preston. Literally the back end of the 1800s. Correct me if I'm wrong there, I swear it's that old. But either way, that's phenomenal stuff. 130-year-old record there matched. We've beaten every single team at least once over the past 2 seasons. That is just astonishingly good. But that's the kind of football that Guardiola brings to it. And Guardiola, honestly, has raised the level of the Premier League to previously unprecedented levels. People will say, oh, the gap's getting bigger and bigger. I don't think it will do. I think in general, the other teams are just a shambles. Because they've been largely mismanaged. I think Liverpool have followed Manchester City because they've been managed well. And I think we'll see United get a bunch of players, and I think we'll see Arsenal be a little bit stronger next season. Chelsea will be a little bit stronger. But that's none of our problem. I think in general we're seeing people start to appreciate the finer arts of football a little bit more. And Guardiola has had a direct impact on football in this country. In general, great teams make other teams great. They bring them up to their level. They pull them up, and that team then pushes the other team to higher numbers. And this one pushes that one to higher numbers. And that's what we're seeing at the moment. We're seeing a Manchester City team that has spent loads of money, of course. We are definitely blessed to be a very rich team. But all I can say is, in terms of on the pitch ability, this Manchester City team maybe is probably the best Premier League team we've ever seen. Phenomenal. And it definitely will be, in my humble opinion, if we win the league again. Anyway, guys, that's just 5 things that I learned from this game. There's probably absolutely loads of talking points that I missed out, but I wanted to cover those 5 things in particular. I'm still absolutely delighted. Make sure you go watch my video from last night in terms of reaction. Emotional, tired reaction, but a relieved reaction. We've got to do this now. This face the camera thing about a game twice more this season. Win both of those cup finals, which did both become down, and we win a domestic treble. It's that close. I can touch it. Fingers crossed it'll happen. Anyway, thank you very much as ever to all these names scrolling down the side. These are the guys to keep this channel going. Absolute heroes. I hope you enjoyed this video, and don't forget, if you are new to this channel, make sure you hit the subscribe button. I'll be doing loads of videos over the summer about transfer targets and all that kind of stuff. So if you like your daily dose of transfer news, this is your home for it. In a bit.